Having learnt about the origins and construction of a major scale, the major triad, and more recently about the major arpeggio, it's now time to expand on this and learn about adding another chord tone to a major triad, something that musicians call the major seventh. Just quickly recapping, we know that from any major scale we can extract the first, third, fifth and seventh notes of the scale, and this would give us the chord tones. So, in the key of C major, the chord tones of a C major scale would be C, E, G and B. We also know that the first three of these chord tones, the C, E and G, create a major triad, and in this instance you now know this to be a C major triad. And playing the notes of a C major triad together at the same time creates the chord of C major. So what happens to the things we already know about, like the major triad or a C major chord, when we introduce the fourth chord tone from a major scale? Listen to the chord of a C major played on the piano, and remember that a C major chord is just the notes of a C major triad played together at the same time. When we construct chords from any type of triad like this, try to think of its overall sound as representing a particular colour. Okay, to better understand what happens to chords when we add more chord tones to a triad, let's pretend that the sound of a C major chord is now represented by this amount of fruit cordial in a glass. Hear how the chord sounds really strong in terms of its colour, and the harmony within the chord is also well defined. And, to directly represent this strong colour and sound, is the neat cordial. See, similar to the chord, we've got a really concentrated colour in the glass with a distinct flavour. Now let's add the fourth chord tone to the chord, which is the seventh note from our C major scale. By adding an extra note, the note of B in this case, we've created what we call in music an extended chord. Just take a moment to listen to our new extended chord. Hear how this time the chord still sounds distinctly major due to the major triad being present here, but adding the B has had the effect of making the harmony a little more complex, as hopefully you can see that now we have a 4-note chord. Think about this in terms of our glass of cordial, and adding the B to the chord is just like adding some water to the glass. As you can see, adding water has diluted the colour and overall strength of the drink, but importantly, it still has exactly the same flavour. Of course, we could add more and more extensions to our major chord, and this would have the overall effect of diluting the harmony even further, each time making the chord more complex, but also reducing the really strong sound of the major triad.